G'day guys, Paul here from the Hook and the Cup. Welcome back to our channel. Today I'm heading out on the old yak. Haven't been out on this little baby for ages. I've actually dusted all the cobwebs off. Since I got the new boat, I've been heading out on that. But I've actually got a little bit of fish that I caught on the new boat last week. So I've got some sweet lip that was in the freezer. I've only had it in for a week. And I'm actually going to cook that up today for you. So I'm just going to head out on the kayak and hopefully find a sandbank somewhere, have a little bit of a fish while I'm out there, and we'll see how we go. So let's get out there. Five foot of water. These guys are pooing left, right and centre. Sometimes you'll get fish sat underneath them. They sort of burly them up. So let's just give it a bit of a crack, eh? Hello boys. Oh, there we go. Might have some here. Oh, maybe not. Something had a go at it. Ah, oh, tiny flutter. Little fella on the pink lively lure again. The pink lively lure does it again. Let's get this guy in. It's tiny. Without using any pliers. That's my fault. Give him a bit of a wash in the water. He's made a bit of a mess, but anyway, I'll get rid of him now. A little bugger. There you go, there's a little fella that did the damage on my finger. Beautiful little flathead. Absolutely awesome. Hopefully he'll grow up to be a nice big female. So let's get this guy back in the water, and there's the lively lure that did the same damage again. I've had this lively lure for, I don't know how long I've had this lure, and I need to change the hooks on it. As you can see, they're pretty rusty, but it's caught me more fish, more flathead than any other lure I've got in my tackle box. Absolutely amazing. So well done to those guys down there. And that is a sensational, beautiful little flathead. Let's get him back in the water. See you later, buddy. Getting his bearings, he's like, what the hell just happened? What I want to do is get into this deep area here and fish this. So the only way I can do it is by, my kayak's got a little keel on the back of it, so I have to keep pushing it out into the shallows. And if I try and walk into the mud, I keep sinking almost into my, down to my waist. So I'll just a slow little effort this to get me across without sinking too much into the mud. Goody. There we go. Beautiful. Made it. This would be a great place to do a bit of a cook up, I reckon. So as you can see, I'm in a bit of a deep hole. We've got a 3.7 feet. And then it's really shallow on either side. I'm just hoping there's something in this channel. So at the moment I've got a lively lure on this side, one of them pink mullets, and on this side I've got a Shimano, or I should say squidgy bloodworm wriggler, just letting it trawl behind the boat. I've caught a lot of big flathead that way because they love prawns, and it sort of resembles a prawn. Just a different way to catch your floodies. Thought it was a better fish than that, to be honest. When I hooked up. Okay, mate, settle down, settle down. Seems to be really, really small flooded at the moment, but that's a good sign of a healthy system. There you go. So what I'll be using there is a bloodworm wriggler, and I've got some TT jig heads there. That's a 1/4 ounce jig head, just just enough to get it down to the bottom. Beautiful little floody. Let's put him back in the water. There you go, buddy. Beautiful. All right, let's see if we can get a few more. Look what we've got here. Just can't believe this, over the top of the flats. And I pretty much almost got it, well, looks like a a legal size whiting. Now that's pretty good. My God, I was just trawling in probably, I think I was in a foot of water. I do like a little bit of whiting, that's for sure. Maybe I've just found a new way to catch them. So I've got a dead low tide right now in Noosa River, but we're actually up from Noosa River at the moment. So it's usually a dead low about in another hour up here. It takes a little bit longer for it to run out. As you can see, it's still running out at the moment. So hoping I'll get onto a few sand flats and go and see if we can find some nippers. Good one starting to appear now. So I'm pretty happy with that. Sorry about the wind, guys. Here's a big juicy guy. Pop him on. So there we go. I like that little spot up there. We'll see if we can pull one out of there. There we go. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good fish. It's not a bad fish. Oh, get myself out of here. Little bream. Ah, found the mangrove. Got him out. Oh, it's just a bit of fun. Great bit of fun. There he is. Just got to be careful you don't snap your rods on the mangroves. And there you go. There's the results. Bit of fun. They just sat right in their mangroves with that. He's been actually gut hooked a little bit, so I'm not going to pull that out. I'm just going to bite that off. Hopefully get the sinker back from him. There we go. I'll get him back in the water unharmed. Beautiful. That's the best thing to do if they get gut hooked. Otherwise you can use some circle hooks. I've got some circle hooks in my bag, so the last thing I want to do is gut hook fish. But great fun, you know. Pump a few yabbies, get amongst the mangroves. You just never know, sometimes you might smack a jack pretty hard. I think I'd get a bit spooled with this light gear that I've got here from Shimano. On the small brim like that, it's great fun. It's just exciting because just make sure you keep your rods down, and so they don't get snapped off on the mangroves, because you have a right laugh. Sometimes you really do get caught up and get in all sorts of mess. It's good fun. Gonna give it a try under the bridge here. I've just upped my sinker so I can drop the yabby just inside the eddy of the pillar. So what I mean by that is the tide's running out, but it's just slowly running out now. It's just stopped a fair bit. So I've just upped my sinker because the other one was really, really light that I was throwing into the mangroves before. And as you can see, there's an eddy just forming behind these pillars. So I'm just going to paddle up to them, drop the pilly in. The nipper in, and hopefully there'll be bream or something, or whiting hanging around there. It's a good little method. Back in Sydney, obviously a great method for jewfish, but we don't get many jewfish up here in this creek. So all I need to do is just drop him in, paddle backwards, let out a fair bit of line. Let's see if we can hook something. Okay, just got a nice little fish on here, taking me for a little bit of a pull. I don't know what he is. I've only got light line on. I don't think it's that big. But just fishing under the bridge. Probably another bream. Only small, I think. Always fun on light gear, but what is he? Yeah, nice bream. Nice bream bow. It's only a small one. Yeah, my mate. So drifting, he's a good fish, not bad. Yeah, just drifting a nipper just round the pylons there. Alright, let me just get a good grip of you. Good way to grab these bream is just with your thumb just above these fins here and underneath his belly, and it just stops you from these fins here from scratching you, because they can make a little mess of your hand. So we'll get him back in the water nice and gently. There you go, Mr. Bream, in the sunlight. Look. Oh guys, I've just gotten out of the wind, so it's time to cook a bit of lunch. I'm just trying to find a decent spot, like an open clearing somewhere. So on the sandbanks it's just too windy to do any cooking, so I've never been down this way before, so it's interesting. I'm hoping there's something around this corner where we can do a little bit of cooking. And this is going to be as good as anywhere. This will have to do. A little bit muddy here, but it's not too bad. Not sinking down to my waist. So, right, let's set the cooker up. Main thing I've got to worry about is snakes. One thing you don't have to worry about on this beautiful Sunshine Coast is crocodiles. You wouldn't want to do this in Darwin. Anyway, let's get cracking. Some of the ingredients that I've got today, I'm just going to cook them right here on the yak. It's a very simple dish. It's fish taco. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, within a dry pan, a bit nice and hot, I'm just going to warm these tortillas through. Just get rid of that big bull ant there. So I'm going to throw them on. Okay, so what you'll see now is you'll see bubbles starting to come up on the bread, so I know it's time to turn it over. It needs just a little bit longer. Only got a little pan. Can't take too much with you when you're on a kayak, but as you can see, these guys are starting to blister around there. That's perfect. That's exactly how I want them. They're looking fantastic now. We'll just take them off. Keep them warm on the side here. So next step, just some olive oil in the pan. Great olive oil from our friends down at Torino there. And in with our fish. So I prepared the fish a little bit earlier and sort of measured them to be around about the same size as our tortilla bread. So if you have a look at that, it's around about the same size. Okay, so this is our sweet lip that I caught the other day. I'm just going to put a little bit of salt on the skin. That just crisps the skin up. A little bit more sea salt. So yeah, just going to cook that nice and slowly on one side, around about 2/3 the way through, and then we're just going to turn it over and let it rest in the pan, and the residual heat in the pan will just finish off cooking the fish. Fish looks like it's ready to turn over, as you can see. I'll just pull it up for you, up to the camera. You can see it's sort of 3/4 of the way gone white through there. The protein started to coagulate. I'm just going to turn that over. It's looking absolutely beautiful. So I'm just resting the fish in the pan at the moment. A little bit of lime pepper seasoning from Creo Crush. It really is. It just really lifts the dish. It's fantastic. And the only thing I've got to do now is put it all together and eat it. So I'll show you how we're going to do that. So look how beautiful that sweet lip is. Absolutely so moist. Great way to cook it. So a little bit of iceberg lettuce underneath. Okay, and then we've got some red onion going on there as well. Got some jalapenos here that I've cut up. You can get your green jalapenos. They're they're not as hot as the red bird's eye chilies, but they still hold a little bit of spice. I'm going to have some tomato in there as well. Some cherry toms going in. And then a little bit of my avocado. I didn't want to chop it up or it goes too brown, so I've just left it whole. And definitely got to put a little bit of my coriander on here, or as the Americans like to call it, cilantro. Yeah, and then some sour cream. Beautiful. Look at that. And then the last thing that I put on here, and I've just got to go and grab it, it won't be a second, is what I get from Torino. All these ingredients, these dry ingredients and all these different spices that we use here at the Hook and the Cook, all the Asian spices, Italian spices, everything you can think of, you can get online from Torino. They are unbelievable, and you get them at wholesale price, guys. I used them in my restaurant for 10 years, so, you know, they're unbelievable. And this is what we need. Beautiful green pepper Tabasco just going on top. This is going to give it a little kick. A few drops of that goes on top, and wow, that's ready for me to eat. I just can't wait. So guys, the only thing I need to do now, squeeze a little bit of lime on here. Oh, so look how good that looks. Wow. So first bite. It's time for another one, I think. Been in every Friday here at Hook and the Cook, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week when we're on the water. Cheers guys.